Okay. So good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great day. So today we'll be continuing the part that we left at last class. So we'll also have a bit of a recap of whatever we did throughout this Python session. This is level 2, right? So whatever topics we covered, we'll have a small recap and a few questions so that we can like get to know about the topic much better so that we don't forget it. And then we will cover the left off part from the last class. Uh, so meanwhile, can any one of you like give a small summary of what we did in the last class? Any one of you can go ahead. Anyone who's ready to give the summary of last class? Just a short summary. It doesn't have to be exactly correct or anything.
Brother, can I?
Yes, sure.
In last class, we bit more revised on tuples and sets, and we learned about the type, and we learned in mutable things like how to add in list and sets, like append, update, extend. All we have read about it.
Okay, very good, Unnati. Yeah, so we did discuss a bit about the attributes of lists and anything else. Anyone remember anything else extra, or was that it? Okay, all right. Yeah, so we did discuss a bit about the extra attributes of lists so that we can maneuver with it a bit more. And also we learned a few like conditions or problems that we might come across in lists and tuples. And I left with one last topic that was variables, how variables works, right? So in this class, we'll be mainly discussing about that. Then we'll discuss a bit about the questions that was sent uh, last class. It was just a practice question. I hope all of you tried. Yeah, then we'll have a bit of recap of what we did throughout this classes. All right. So shall we start it? Should we start with the questions or like the questions that I sent last week, or should I start with variables?
Variables.
Variables.
Variables. Okay. So we'll complete that off. Then we will go to the next part. So if you give me a second, I will just share my screen. Just a second. Is my screen visible? I guess not yet. Okay, now is it visible?
Yes, brother.
Yes, brother.
Okay. Uh, so I have a simple question or a simple code written here. So what do you think will be the output?
X.
X.
Uh, X. Huh? All right, but I want the value of it.
Brother, 105.
105. Okay, that's one answer. Any more answers,
One.
or is that it? Uh, Unnati?
Like I think it's one.
One. Okay, you think it's one. Any other answers?
Brother,
Just a second. Any other answers? So one answer is that we'll get what is that? 105, and the other answer is that we'll get one. So is
brother,
that it?
I think it will show an error because there are two values which is named X.
Two values which is named X. Okay. So in that case, since that confuses many of you, some says 105, some says 1, some says it will not print at all. So that means we haven't yet understood much about the variables. So that's why I'm here right now. I'll just go in much in detail about how this variable actually works. So as you can see, this is not a really big code, right? So you might be thinking, oh, I might get this confusions in only big codes. Small codes won't be a problem. But as you can see, even in small codes, we are getting a bit of confusions. So since you're unsure, first we will try something. All right. The best way of learning is trying out, right? So first I try x is equal to 10. Then I try x is equal to 2. Then again I do it x is equal to, x is equal to 4. All right. Now what I do is that I just print x. So now again I'm asking, so what do you think the answer will be? Will it be an error or no? Or is there any exceptions or something like that?
Yes, brother.
So you think it's an error?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody thinks it's an error, or does anybody have any other ideas?
I think it will print three also.
It'll print three also. Okay, how one after another, or any other? Will it add?
Like in the same order, like one after another.
Okay, so it will print 1024. Okay. Any other answers?
Brother, I think it print 10.
Print 10. Okay. That's a nice way of thinking it. So his answer is that since first we gave 10, it'll retain its value, so we can't change it. So is that the answer or any other answers? Okay. So we'll just try it out. Since we got different answers, we'll see who's correct. We got four. Okay. So can anyone try to explain or guess what happened here? If you understood it, or have you still not got the idea?
Brother, I think it will print the last value because it's the most recent value we have entered in the code.
Yes, exactly. So you gotta think as variable. Like if I am saying x is equal to 10, what I'm doing is assigning a variable. So you gotta concentrate on the terms, right? Assigning the variable. So you're assigning 10 to x. All right. So the x is pointing to 10. That is how it's working, right? In the second line, now x is pointing to 2. The old value is gone. X is pointing to 2. At the third line, x is pointing to 4. So, as you know, if you have learned a bit about Python or did a bit of research, uh, Python runs the code line by line. So first it will go to line 1, then line 2, then line 3. So it's an order, all right? So in that case, it will always take what is the most recent. Like at last, I just said that x is equal to 4. X should point to 4. So that's why it printed 4. So now you got an idea of what will happen if you like use the same variables again and again. Now, one more small thing so that we can get back to the main question, just to make it easier for you. What if I do x is equal to, I mean, y is equal to x, and what if I print y? What do you think the answer will be? Can anyone guess it? Just try to think of it. Think that you are Python and you only know Python language, so you're going line by line. So, what will happen? What do you
Brother,
think you would?
10. 10.
10. Okay. That's one answer. Any other answers?
10.
Huh?
Like brother,
It was not audible, sorry.
I think it may print same as
Same. Okay. Any other guesses, or should we stick on to it? Anyone can say it's all right, even if it's wrong or correct. Nobody's going to say anything. We just want to take the creativity out of ourselves.
Brother, I think it print X.
It'll print X. Okay. That's a nice way of thinking. Any other answers? All right. So in that case, we got two answers. That is, it'll print n or it'll print x. We'll see why. I mean, we'll see what will happen. Sorry. Okay. So as you can see, we got 10. All right. So let me explain what's going on here. So first we said that x is 10. We are pointing that x is 10. All right. So now, whenever we say x, it means 10. All right. Wherever we call it, it is 10. It's only the name for it, but actually it is 10. So now if you say y is equal to x, so if I hover over it, so as you can see, there's a highlighting, right? Variable x, literal 10. So that means the value of x is 10. So what value will go into y? The value of x, right? So that will go into y. So that's why y will become 10. And that's why if we print y, we will get 10. Okay, now that we know these two situations, why don't we go back to our previous question? Yep. So now that you got an idea of what will happen, can you guess what will happen here?
Brother, 5.
We'll
No,
get
no.
5. Okay.
Brother, we will print 5.
5.
5.
5. Okay, so everyone votes for 5. Okay. So we'll see whether it's correct or not. Oops. We got 10. Why is that?
Because
The
before
value is printed as
the X
10.
value is 10. So
Okay, we got 10. But actually, in the third line, so it goes by line, right? But recently, I just said x is 5. So that is the most recent value of x, right? So x is 5. As you saw, the recent one will be taken, the one that is uh, put in the last, right? So here in the last, I put x is 5. But here, it should go for 5, right? Why did it go 10?
Brother, I think because y has already taken the value as 10.
Exactly. So that's how it works. That was a very good answer. So as you know, the y is already been assigned, and now x is later on after it's been assigned. As you see, like some in the last question, somebody said that y will be turning into x, right? If I say y is equal to x, then if I print y, it will turn into x, right? But no, it will take the value of x. So now the value of x is 10. All right. It doesn't know this. This thing hasn't happened yet. This is the future. Right now, this line is happening. So already we said that x is 10. Then we said put 10, that is x, into y. So now y is 10. It stays that way. Y is 10. We are not changing it anywhere, right? So even though we changed x, only the variable x is changing, but y is still saying 10. Why is it that way? For that, we need to understand how variable works, all right? So we'll go into that much more deeper later on. But before that, just a second. I will give you another question. Okay, sorry about that. I have to search for the question. I'm not finding it, so I guess I'll type it out then. All right. So now that we learned with numbers, now let's go with something that's mutable. All right. So first we'll create a list. All right. So we'll like go with the usual values that we use. Now the name of the list is X. As you can see here, I have assigned it as X. So now this X carries this whole list. The X itself is a list. It points to the list. Now I do a simple thing. I create a new variable that is y, and I just put x here. Y is equal to x. So the value of the what do you say? X is transferred here. Now I do a simple thing. I just change y. The x is I won't change the x. I only change the y. All right. So y dot append. So we'll add an extra number that is 6. All right. So now I'm going to print y. All right. Now, this is a might seem tricky, right? Like what is happening here? We just learned about the numbers. Now we're going to list. I mean, we just saw what happens to the number, right? So first I'm doing x, then I'm giving the value of x to y, and I just appended y, and y will be having an extra 6. As you see, I appended y. But what if I print x, right? So I also print x and y. I print both of them. So as you can see, I appended only for y. As you can see here, I appended only for y. I didn't change x. All right. So now we'll see what happened. What do you think will happen? Can you give any guesses for it? Try to think of it.
Brother, I think it will stay the same.
Stay same. What will happen to y and x? Can you explain?
Brother, I think X, when we print Y, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But
Okay.
when we print X, we'll get only 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yes. Okay. That's the way we think. All right. That's one answer. Very good. Any other answers? So according to her, since we changed y, we appended only for y, right? We have two variables x and y. We appended y, so y will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and x will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is how the output will be. Any other answers, or do we say stay with the same? But I'll give you a minute to think. Right. I don't want to like rush into this because it is very good that we think a lot about how it will work so that we can later on fix any issues. If there are any issues, we must know how it works, right? So that's why uh, everyone can take a minute and think. If you have any extra ideas, you can tell it. Any new answers?
Like brother, I think it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Which variable do you think will print that way? I printed both variables, right?
Yes, brother.
So which variable do you think will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Like Y
Okay. You think
and
y
and X,
and x. So both will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
brother.
Okay. Yes, Chavi?
Brother, I want to change my answer.
You want to change your answer?
Brother, I think when we print both, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. So now both of you are saying it will give the answer as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, you might have tried it in the like you might have tried it in the collab. Alright, so for others who haven't tried it, oops, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Like what happened here? Like I just said that X is this list and I made a new variable and Y is a different list. And I changed only Y. I only appended 6 to Y. But then why if I print X, there also 6 is coming? Why is it so? Can anyone like try to give the answer for that?
Like brother, I think like X is Y, right? Like Y is X, right?
Yes.
So if Y is X, then X is also Y.
Yeah, that is a nice way of thinking it. But the problem is that in last example, the same thing I did, right? So I gave X is 10. Then I said Y is equal to X. Then I changed X again. I mean, I changed Y. But X didn't change, right? But why is it only with list? Did you get that? Like, first I said X is 10. Then I said Y is equal to X. Then I changed only Y. Y is a new variable, right? But X didn't change. But here, the same thing I did with list. I made a list and I named it X. Then I gave the same value to Y. Then I appended only Y. The X doesn't change. As you can see after the line, the X doesn't change. But why does X change here in the output? As you can see, we're getting 6 here. I didn't change anything. There is not a single line saying X is appended, right? Yes, Tavi?
Brother, I understood the code.
Oops, sorry, I was unmute. Okay, so you understood the code. Okay, why do you think it happens that way?
Brother, we have given the value for x and we have told that y is x and since y and x have the both the same value, so if we change y, the x will also change, and if we change x, the y will also change.
Okay, so you're saying that if you do y is equal to x, then both are connected to each other. So if you change one, the other will also change. Okay, very nice way of thinking it. But if I just go back a bit, the same thing happened here, right? I said y is equal to x. So if you take your scenario, then if I change x, then y should also change. If I change y, then x will also change. So I changed x. I said x is equal to 5. But then when I printed y, it stayed the same, right? It stayed only 10. It didn't change. So why do you think that is so?
Brother, because the example is
Sorry, Hitesh, your voice is very like jittery. Can you like try to speak like a bit closer to the microphone?
Yeah.
Brother, because the actual is constant now. So
It is a constant. Okay, that's a very nice way of thinking it. I like your idea. So, any other answers? All right. This might be a bit difficult to understand if you don't know how variable works. That's why I'm here to explain how variable works now. All right. So before we go, we will explain it detailedly. Let's keep this aside. All right. Let this. Let's keep this aside. We'll take only x. We don't want to go much more complicated. All right. How does this assigning a variable work? That's how we want to learn. Okay. And one more thing I want to specify. This is how variables work in Python. All right. So each programming language has their own way how they work. So their logic also will change. So whatever answers, questions I showed you will vary for different. If you're going for Java or C++, it might be different. But this is how it works in Python. All right. You gotta remember that. So first of all, you must know how variable assigning works. All right. So you might have learned, like, can anyone explain how variable works? How you learned it? How you have been taught?
for variable, we give a specific value. When we ask to print the variable, it print the value.
Yeah, so we give a value to a specific variable. So one common analogy that most of you might have heard is that a bowl, right? A container, to be specific. So we take a value and put it into the container. That's how the variable works, right? That's how you've been taught, right? Can anyone relate to this?
Yes, brother.
Yes,
Yeah.
brother.
So that's how you've been taught. Well, I'll say that, yeah, that can be true for some programming languages, but it is a bit different for Python. All right. All right. So you might be confused, like, how does Python work? How else does variables works then? All right. I will start in a simple way. So imagine you have a big library, a library that has all the letters, all the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these things are stored. All right. All these are stored one by one. Everything is there. It is not used anywhere. It just stays there empty. Now, what I do is that here I can see, as you can see, I took a variable x. So that is a name. So I take you can take anything. So in this case, yes, we can take a bowl or a container, but it is not exactly like that. So I'll just say how. So imagine a person is standing here. All right. So I have given a key to him. All right. And its name is X. So as you can see, so you can give any name to this key. So I have chosen to give this person a key named X. So that X will open, it cannot unlock any other. But if I say this key should open this box, all right, this box contains 10, all right. There are many other boxes having 9, 8, sorry for my handwriting, 7, 6. There are many other boxes, but this key only points to this box called 10. Do you get it? So if this doesn't show anywhere else, this key only points. Okay, remember that point. It points to that box. All right, so he can only access this part. So if I say X come here, that means it is going to show 10, and this box is going to come. All right, so that is how, as you can see, the X is equal to 10 here, right? The X is equal to 10 here. That is how it works. All right, so it points to specific part. Do you understand it?
Yes, brother.
Yes, brother.
Okay. So yeah, it might be a bit confusing. Like, how is all the values stored here? Is all the values already there? The simple answer is yes, it is stored. Uh, like how it is stored, will it, like you might think all these values want to take all the memory or thing. Yeah, those questions might arise. So that's a bit more complicated. But the best way of thinking it is that we have all these boxes. Like if you say ABCD, any name, any combination, all these are already exist. Only thing is that if you give X, it only points to that. That's all. There is nothing else. There is no content. You're not storing any values. All these already exist. Only thing is that you're just pointing. Now you're saying X is 10. So X will only go to 10. So if you understood this concept, like how this variable assignment works, then we can go back to our previous questions. Then we'll be able to understand it. So is this part clear, or should I explain once more? Or do you have any doubts?
No, brother.
No, for
No, brother.
everyone, no, right? Okay. Okay. So since everybody has clear, we'll just go back. All right. So now I'll just draw it now. So there's big place here, the big library. It has all the stuff, all the numbers here, including that it has a box called 10 and it has a box called 5. There are other numbers also like 6, 7, all these are there. But here in this code, we are taking only 10 and 5, right? That's why I'm only drawing that because uh, I can't draw all the numbers, all the letters and things. Okay, so first there's a key called X. All right. So now I said this key, that this key should only open 10. All right. Now what I do is that I take a new key and I say this key to point the same as X. So what is X? 10, right? So this is not going to change. This is not going to point to X or anything. It is not going to point there. It is also going to point to 10. All right. So now we have two keys that will open the same box. All right. So X will also open 10, Y will also open 10. So that is how these first two lines are there. This first two lines, right? That's how it works. So first I'm saying X, variable X, it points to 10. Now variable Y, it points the same as X, right? What is X? 10. So I said, right, whenever, if I take a variable or a key X, whenever I call it, it brings 10 with it. So now I said Y also to point the same as X. So what is X? It calls 10. So now it is pointing to 10. Now we have two variables pointing to the same value. If I print X here, if I remove this part, and if I print X, it will also show 10. If I print Y, it will also show 10. If you want, you can try it in your collab now. If you print Y, you will get 10. If you print X, it will give 10 because both are pointing to the same box. Now, if we go further into the code, I do a bit of changes. Now, what I'm saying is that this line is executed, so next line is line 3. Here, I'm saying X to point to 5. So I'm saying X to forget about 10. Now you have to point to 5. So what will happen? The X will stop pointing to 10 and it will go to 5. All right. So now as you can see, X is 5 and Y is 10. So isn't that what the answer we got? We got 10 here, right? Because Y is still pointing to 10. It didn't point to X. Y was pointing to 10, this box 10. And now I change this to the box 5. That's how it works. You get it? So that is why we got 10 here. If you see here, we got 10. So that is why even though we changed X, but only the X key will change. It'll point to a different place, but the Y will still keep pointing to 10 because it is not connected to X, it is connected to the value of X. So that might be clear for most of you, right? Nobody will have doubt in that, hopefully. If you have any, you can tell. No doubts? Okay, till here, has everybody understood? I want a thumbs up from everyone, reaction, just so that I can know that everybody are okay with it. Okay, very good. Sohan and Hitesh, is it okay? Do you have any doubts or okay? Yeah, seems that everybody are okay with this. All right. Now, since you understood how this works, now we'll go to the second one, right? What is it? The list part. All right. Now you might be thinking, why doesn't it work the same as the numbers? We did it with the numbers, right? Why not? Why isn't it working the same way? Now I will oops, what the hell? Sorry about that. I will explain why it is like that. In draw a straight line, yeah, just to draw a straight line. So there is a library, a big library here. All right, all the values you can think of are here. So even what do you say? There are many values unknown. All the values you can think of are here. It's a big library, all right. Now here we have the list. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a list, all right. So there are other things like one, two. There are these lists. Uh, yeah, 1, 2. There are other lists. There are number 10. There are hello. All these things are here. All the numbers and letters are here. All right. So now I take a variable x and I just point it to, as you can see, this list, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just point it to this part. Oops. Yeah, I just point it to this part. And now it is pointing to this box or a circle. In this case, you just take a box so that you can think of opening and closing it. All right. So this box having all these values. So now it is pointing to that list. X is pointing to that list. All right. There are other values, but we are not using it. It is in the junk memory for now. So now what I do is that I say y is equal to the value of x. So what is x? This list. So the same way we did with the numbers also. So the same way now y is also pointing to the value of x. So that means it is also going to point to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same list. All right. Keep that in mind. It's pointing to the same list. Now I do a simple thing. Y dot append 6. So now what I'm doing is that whatever list that y contains, I'm going to append 6 to that. So which list that does y show? Which list does y point to? This list, right? So it is going to change it here. It is not going to create any duplicate because see, we didn't change what y or x is going to point to, right? It is pointing to the same thing. So since list is mutable, keep that in mind. List is mutable, so it can be changed. So this value here, first x was pointing to it, and now y is also pointing to it. Now what I did is that I just changed what y points to. So y is pointing to this list, so I added 6 to this list. So that is why even x is also is pointing to the same list, but there I already added a 6 there. That is why we got same answers here, because x and y are pointing to the same thing. Get that? X and y are pointing to the same thing. So it just changed that part. I just said y to change it. So if I had x, I mean not x, remove x. We don't want x. We already taken x, right? So now you take z, a new variable. If I give a new variable and I point it to this one, and if I say z dot append 7, now a 7 will be added here, and it will change for y also, x also, because it is only showing and it's only pointing to that block. It's not going to contain, it's not a container or anything. It's just a key to point it. All right, it's going to point to that particular specific block. So that is why it changed universally. That is one more answer. So that was very close to what Hitesh said, right? So since they are constant, numbers are constant, they are immutable. In other words, they are immutable, right? Whatever, if there is one, it will always be one. You can't change it. So if there is a tuple here, 1, 2, 3, this tuple will never change. You can't add or anything. You can't do anything. It will always stay the same. So if there's a number here, 3, you can't add 3. If you like, even if you add something to that, it will stay. It will point to a different number. So if I say 3 plus 1, it will go to 4, right? So it will point to a different block that has 4. Get that? So that is how it works. But lists are mutable. You can change it inside the variable. So now you got the difference between mutable and immutable, right? So inside this block, it never changes. But here, as you can see, once this variable is given, I can later change it. I can later change the value of this. So that is why we say lists are mutable, and that is why although we changed only one value, that is z here, y also changed, x also changed. So now, as you can see, you got the exact answer. Wait, let me clear all this. Exact answer, what we got down here. Did you understand it?
Present.
Yeah. So this is fun. This is fun, right? How Python works. It is very interesting, in other words. Uh, so in the same way, now if I do something else, now I'm gonna do the same thing before. Now I want you to answer. Now x is 10, y is x, y is x. And now I'm just changing y. So last time what I did is that I assigned a new variable. You might be saying, oh, I just assigned a new variable. So if you assign it, only y will change, right? So if I say y is 13, then it is assigning a new variable to y. Then obviously it won't change. You might think like that, right? So what if instead of that I change y, right? So I add y, add 1 to it. Like, wait a second. Add 1 to it. Okay. Now what will happen? What do you think will happen? What? I just type that out to for the so that you can get the idea here. So I'm just going to add y is equal to y plus 1. Now what do you think will happen? Will there be any changes? Or will it be same in the same way? Like for list also, I just appended it, right? So in the same way, in the variable also, I'm just adding one value to x. I mean y. So what do you think will happen? Any answers?
11.
Huh?
11.
11. Okay. I didn't give the complete one, right? So I want to print x. Now what will happen?
11. It will print 11.
11. Okay. Any other answers?
Same.
10 and 1.
11. Okay. So in that case, we'll just run it. And we got 10.
10 and
Yeah, 10. Why? We'll do it once more. A big library, I don't want to draw it once again. So we have 10 here, we have 11 here, we have 12 here, all these other numbers are there, extra, etc., etc. So first there is a key x, it will point to 10. All right. Now I'm doing the same for y. Y also, you also go and point to 10. Now both of these are pointing to 10. Now what I did is that I said y, your value is y plus 1. So what is y here? It is 10. What is 10 plus 1? It is 11. So is equal to 11. So this whole thing's value is 11. So I'm just saying now y, your value is 11. All right. It won't take separately. It will take the whole thing. Whatever is after the equal to sign, it will take that as a value. So now y is saying, I'm saying y to go to 11. All right. It will already do the maths. And now what happens is that y will go and point to 11. All right. So now, as you can see, although I changed y, x is still pointing to 10. That is why when I printed x, it showed 10. But if I print y now, I'll just show it to you. If I also print y, I also print y, then we'll get 10 and 11. See? Simple. So if you understand how this variable works, you can like try to solve as many problems as you can. So if any like confusing parts comes like this, even in small codes also, as you can see, in small codes also, it can confuse you very much. So in that case, if you understand how variables works, it you can easily maneuver around it. So that's how it works. Have you got the idea? Hopefully. Yes or no?
Yes, brother.
Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, so now we don't have very much time. Oh no. All right. So one more thing. This will be the last topic. Revision. I'll just think whether you have to do the revision or not. I'll just ask the teachers and others so that we'll see what to do next. But for now, this is enough. We'll just go over the questions if you have any doubt. So has everyone tried the questions?
Yes, brother.
Okay. So was there any doubts? Was there any doubts? Has anyone tried, or how many of you have not tried it? Just to know, it's all right. So that I can just quickly explain it. Okay, Chavi has not tried it. Anyone else? Only Chavi. Does anyone have any doubt if you have tried it? Did you get any doubts in that? Okay, I'll take that as a no. All right. So Chavi, as you didn't try it, I'll just explain it quickly. Uh, so the first question is that we have a tuple and we have a list inside this. I have discussed about this in last class. Without reassigning t, can you change any of its value? If yes, how? Tuples are immutable, but not everything inside them is. So if you know, tuples are immutable, right? But here inside I have given a new list. So the third thing is a list. A list that contains 30 and 40. We know that lists are, of course, immutable, I mean, mutable, so they can change it. So the answer is yes, we can change it. So if I change what was inside it, as you can see, it changed inside it. So that was the first question. Second question is tuple has only one value 10, 10 and a comma. If you forget the comma and write 10, how will it affect the program? So I have also discussed it very much in the last class. Can anyone explain what will be the answer?
Like, brother, if we didn't write a comma there, it will take it as an integer.
Exactly, yes. So as I discussed last time, there are some confusions in Python's, right? Like dictionary and tuples and yeah, tuples and what is it, integers. I mean sets and dictionaries and tuples and integers. There are some fights. Uh, so in that case, there are some exceptional cases. So if you don't add a comma, Python will think, oh, it's an integer. I mean, if you just show 10 there, then there is nothing else, right? It's an integer. So if I add 10 and a comma, that means there is something else. Then it is a value that contains multiple characters inside it. Like lists, tuples, and sets has multiple things inside the same one variable, right? Inside one container, we have multiple things. So that is how it works, right? So in the same way, now if we just say 10, it will only point to 10, the number 10. So if you say 10 and a comma, it means there are multiple things, but the second thing is nothing. But there are multiple things. So it's a container that has different values. So it's a tuple. So we know that. As you can see, 10 will be an integer, 10 and a comma, tuple with one element. The comma makes it a tuple. And now imagine a tuple stores coordinates of 3 points. So tuple inside tuples. So we discussed about it, right? List inside list, tuples inside tuples. Write one line code to print only the y coordinate using the tuple indexing. So we learned about indexing, right? The square bracket things. So we learned how to index what is inside a list inside a list. We learned how to index that, right? So first we will locate there are three elements for this tuple. I'll just explain it quickly. So we have a table here. There are three elements here, 0, 1, 2. And inside each element, there are two elements. There are 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1. So first, I will call points. And inside points, I want the first one. That is the first element. And inside that first element, I want the y coordinate. That is the second element. That is 1. So I say points, square bracket, 0, square bracket, 1. And then you do the same with the other coordinates. So as you can see, yep. You'll get 3, 5, 7. That is a y coordinates. Very simple. We already know this. I already taught this. Just think of it as a recap. So you have two variables a 1, 2, 3, b 4, 5. Write one statement to create a new tuple containing elements of both a and b. So there are two tuples. We're gonna merge them. Right? We learned how to merge them also in last class. I'm not wasting much time. So notable a plus b, and notable. So it's a simple, you know, characteristic of tuple. You can just add tuples like that, or you can use any attributes like for tuples. So here's the question 5. What is output and why? So we have a set here, and this is the easiest one. So can anyone say the answer?
Like, brother, can I say?
One, one, two,
Yes,
three, four.
sure. Okay. Unnati, is it the same answer or?
Yes, brother, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Okay. Very good, both of you. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4. You know the reason. It doesn't accept duplicates. And the final question, I guess, we can't store a list inside a set, but we can store a tuple. Why? Why is it so? Why can't we store a list inside a set? Simple answer. Lists are mutable, right? See, sets automatically remove duplicates. Oh, I guess this one got confused. Yeah, the explanation got confused. All right. Oh, yeah. So because lists are mutable, and in sets, if you have multiple like mutable values, then it can get really confused. But since tuple is immutable, it is a fixed one, so you can store it inside set. So that is a simple explanation. This explanation is a bit wrong. All right. All right, that's it. So that was a recap of the questions for any one of you that haven't understood it. So that's it for today's class. I hope you like understood the topics and I hope you found it useful. All right. So thank you everyone for staying till the last. I've taken 1 minute extra. Sorry for that. All right. Then see you everyone in the next class and hope you have a great day. All right. Bye.
Bye, brother.
Bye,
Okay,
brother.
bye.